and welcome back to the third episode of our Jobs for Grads podcast. Today we have here the Sales Director from CareerBuilder, Mr. Sam. Hi, Mr. Sam. Will you tell us a little bit about your organization and what's your role in this organization?
Yeah, sure. CareerBuilder Singapore is a leading industry player in the human capital service and solution provider. Our parent company, CareerBuilder US, is a global leader, also in the human capital sense. We have more than 60 markets in total and over 2,800 employees worldwide. I think we are well recognized, CareerBuilder Singapore, by company, employer, school, students, and job seeker. All right, today we provide a full suite of career-related services. Our flagship product, JobsCentral, reaches about 1.2 million job seekers. BrightMind, a niche portal for fresh graduate and student, and also our JobsCentral learning portal. All right, providing comprehensive course, and for those who aspire to grow and take up courses in future learning. BrightSpark, #1 scholarship portal, all right, that we reach out to top A-level student, IB, diploma, university, and polytechnic student to apply for scholarship. And lastly, our job career fair, which is very much job-centric, and we attracted almost 15,000 visitorship in the span of 2 days. One more product, which is the SaaS software recruitment services, that covering the broadband as in job distribution and also talent acquisition software application tracking system.
So what is your role in CareerBuilders?
All right, my destination, as my destination suggested, as a sales director or VP sales, we take care of all products, sales revenue, P&L, all right, inclusive of product feature development and staffing as well.
I see. There's such a high unemployment rate. How do you describe it for fresh graduates nowadays in Singapore?
Unemployment rates remain at about 2.1% in this year, and the recent official figure announced that the 2.1 could be on a low side, that we may face even further unemployment rate up to 3%. However, having said that, in my personal opinion, I think 2.1 to 3% is still considered low on an international standard. As you compare to some other developed country, some of them typically in Europe are double digit. All right. However, on fresh grad perspective, the unemployment rate is as high as 4.3%. And in last June 2016, so compare year on year, 2015, we are 3.5%, so it's kind of a high jump. Even for fresh grad, typically the hardest hit is degree holder.
Yes.
All right, I think we can understand that as today education level has raised, so the cohort size of degree holder are larger as compared to 10, 15 years ago. All right, having said that, I think 4.3 is still considered low as you compare to, again, most developed country. Typically in Asia, you compare countries like Taiwan, South Korea, which are all having double digit, even for fresh graduate.
Comparing the job market now, back 5 years ago, what do you think is the biggest difference?
I think the bigger difference is easier.
It's easier?
To search for a job, but not faster.
That is true, definitely true.
All right, I always share with, or I would rather say in my personal opinion, look at 15 years ago, when you need to apply for a job, you can't research a company. There is no Google. There's no social media. All you need to do is just to show up to the office and make an assessment. Alternatively, you have to go to the library to do your research. In today's context, with internet technology advancement, you can easily go to the company website, you can do a referral check, you can post questions on the social media. So I think that makes it easier. And if you look at the number of jobs and the type of job vacancy post 5 years ago, I don't see any changes as compared to today. I think the difference here is the methodology for job seeker in looking for a job. I think with emerging technology, things has changed.
With that in mind, what kind of recommendations do you think fresh graduates can do or should be aware of?
First and foremost, the students or graduating student, I think, need to be aware that the current economy is on the downturn, and because of the global headwind and restructuring of a company, it totally brings down the sentiments in terms of slowing down the job opportunity a lot more. So they need to be fully aware about the competition of the job, and they probably face several obstacles in landing their first job, which means that leads to a change and readjustment of career goal, opening up more opportunity, not just focusing on the cost of study, but as long as there's interest in the job, they should make themselves available, all right, to explore the opportunity, and also introduce the long-term career goal should outweigh the compensation goal. Not necessarily your first job must be your dream job or your final career job.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first 1-2 year, my advice to the student and graduating student is just to gain a lot more experience.
Yeah.
I think on a younger age, most Singaporeans were told to study hard,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to degree, earn yourself a good qualification, work in a white collar position, and it can last you till retirement. I think in reality, I think this doesn't exist anymore. That qualification doesn't guarantee a long-term employment.
So, what are some of the skills and qualities employers actually do value most, or they actually see, they want to see?
All right, in terms of fresh grad, I think besides qualification in terms of academy as well as course of study, in my opinion, even myself, we are looking at the soft skill, especially in terms of attitude towards work. I always like to use the illustrations. We will try to establish whether there's a mindset of value add or value added kind of attitude towards the job that they apply for, and how do they articulate and share their testimony or success story that which can be made reference to, and information has to be dependable. All right, you can acquire skill later when you come on board with us, but attitude is not something that we can impart. So I think it is a key attribute most employer will be first like to establish, and in terms of the value system, integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah. Lastly, on suggestion, I think they should capitalize on technology. Given that Singapore, besides JobsCentral, or being a job board, we provide platforms, services allow student job seekers to update their profile and experience and what they call career interest and so on and so forth, right? I think they need to spend some time to update their resume as well as the profile, because most job boards, the algorithms is to use this data to match so that they can leverage on job board to provide them a best job recommendation and also opportunity for engagement to be keep update in terms of the vacancy, rather than, you know, if you, for example, if your experience, you are good in some area, let's say people are looking for certain leadership quality, you has it, but you didn't update in your resume. So when somebody require that particular skill, I think you will probably miss out.
I see. Even though you have it, but you didn't
Yeah.
update your resume, then you are missing out on something that
Correct.
could have been yours, lah.
Yeah.
So I see. So with all of that, do you have any closing thoughts about the job industry today?
Closing the job industry, I think the current situation may look dismay. Having said that, I think it is not something that we have a quick solution. It's going to be a prolonged, slow job growth for 1-2 years, and in fact we might move into a negative growth next year on a quarter-to-quarter basis. All right, that will pose a threat in terms of the job growth pace. I think, like what the government suggested, that I think we should have all pushed forward to look at qualitative growth as well as productivity and innovation.
Yes.
So similar concept applying to the fresh grad student. I guess you need to be mindful and really open up opportunities to look at various jobs. We have IT sectors, engineering, having a lot of huge demand. The problem here, I think, is skill mismatch. All right. So a continuous learning, embark on a journey that to keep upgrading skill. I think is the key. Eventually, help you land with a dream job.
So thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Sam.
Thank you very much.
And thank you all for watching this episode of Jobs for Grads podcast. So all the relevant links will be down in the description bar below. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next podcast.